What's up, ladies, gentlemen, and germs?
All right.
That's my intro.
Germs.
That's my attempt at hosting right there. Hit the ground running.
Why are you holding it like that?
Okay, don't. Come on. Don't talk about my form right now. I have immaculate form.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Welcome back, everybody.
This is how you would grab it because it's like a cat, right? You pick it up from the neck.
Right. But that's not how you were holding
Wait,
it.
that's not. Wait.
It's a different animal, okay? It
Yeah, I
takes
was
different
about to say-
technique.
Yeah, like the technique
Okay,
for.
let's show us how you would hold choker chicken. Go ahead.
I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
Come on, give it your best choke.
the best joke. Just one firm grip. Now I need two hands.
Oh, damn, bro.
All right, fair
On
enough.
top of each other or like on the same? Okay. All right. So, anyways, moving swiftly forward.
As a bonus, as a side note here, we will have NBK joining us for this next series.
Special guest, MBK.
In the next few minutes, he's just doing some things in the back. We're not quite
Some
sure.
French things.
Yeah, some French things, you know.
Yeah, what is it? Was it eating baguettes? Yeah. What other means?
Smoking a cigarette while you're wearing like one of the berets or something.
A beret, yeah.
And a striped shirt.
What's the war one? They've like fought the most wars, but they've run away from
No,
wars.
they've lost the most wars.
They've lost the most wars. Okay.
Yeah. Just
But
out losing a war.
So they've been attending, but that's it.
Yeah, they've been attending events. Not really.
All right,
Not really.
hopefully Vitality can.
It's right. Let's get this all out before Nathan gets here.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. No, I don't know how he'll feel about it.
You got any more fun French facts?
Fun French facts. What's another good one?
Yeah, I don't know.
Once I matched with a girl on Tinder, this is a separate thing.
Okay, yeah.
This is about Quebec versus France.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, it's a
And she said
French
she was
Canada.
French, and then I said, "Oh, hey, because I'm in Toronto." So I'm like, "Hey, are you from France or are you from Quebec?" And she was like, "Oh, well, we don't actually consider Quebec people French." That was just
fair.
the first thing she said.
All right.
I didn't.
Fair
I was
enough.
like, nobody asked you that.
Right.
It was just
No,
that
I
wasn't
mean,
actually the question.
Listen, I mean, if she took offense to that, you know, that's fair enough.
I know,
she
it's
calls
fair
you
enough.
out on it.
That's the French culture right there.
Yeah, if they don't consider the people French, you know, why not?
I guess so.
They're
Do
very
you guys do
protective
that?
about their
Well, I
own.
mean, so here's I
mean,
mean,
you-
I know
you
that
guys
you
don't
call them
consider-
French Canadian.
Do you consider Danish people Nordic?
Yeah, but they don't say like they have it worse. They don't consider a part of their own country for
Please be
Yeah.
honest about it.
because like the southern part of Sweden is or there's like a region called I guess,
Skåne.
Yeah, I think it's a county.
We
Is that
don't
what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we don't talk about it.
yeah. It's
It's
pretty much
basically part of Denmark.
yeah
Part of Denmark, okay.
Yeah.
because it's like right next to where the bridge that connects Denmark and Sweden is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they speak really, really weird. Like,
Okay.
they have a super funky dialect to the point where like Swedes are kind of 50-50 whether they actually understand what they're saying
Okay.
at
They're
any
like,
given time.
We're cool, but stay away.
Yeah, it's like we kind of don't really get
That's
along.
why they got
because
so
we
good
don't
at CS. They were just repressed and angry, and then they
Yeah,
just,
just
like
stayed
went
to
home and just played
themselves.
games the whole time.
I mean,
understand. And they're close to Denmark, so they joined up with them.
Do you think people from Quebec are French?
Oh shit! You just went like this.
That's the
what an
question.
entrance.
Came in at the end.
Nathan
No,
doesn't
no.
want to upset anyone, right? Like,
That's
No,
true.
no,
You
no,
have fan bases to worry
No,
about.
no, but I don't think they are. Why would they be?
Oh,
no,
okay.
that,
yeah,
no,
there
I
you go.
agree.
Oh,
To be
wait.
fair, they are not French.
No, they're Canadian.
Yeah,
French
they're
Canadian?
It's,
No,
it's,
they're
No, they're
Canadian.
Canadian.
yeah, it's like a
French
completely
Canada isn't a
different-
country.
Yeah.
I think to me it's a very
Quebec.
completely different mindset.
Well, I guess for us, if we live in Canada. All right. No, we don't have to
All
talk
right,
about
no,
this.
well-
No, we don't have to talk about this at all.
Let's wait after
get
Pistol.
into this
I am
right now.
very interested
Sergey.
in
Oh
this.
my
Ooh.
God. Young stem cells goes 1-for-1. Alexi B is looking for a shot here. He gets one. It's an opening. Open and close, and he's looking for more. He's looking super sharp. Mechanically gifted, this young lad right here, Azar. He's the last one alive with just a Glock. It's green. He's ready for the military. He wants to take as many duels as possible, but Ariel will be the doorman today. He stopped at stairs.
Young
So we call him French Canadian.
yeah,
Uh,
because they speak French.
yeah, because they're so different from us too, though.
Right? Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah,
Okay.
It doesn't make them French.
No,
No, some of them
I was
want
gonna
to. Some of them want to separate. So when I was a kid, I actually thought that separatists wanted to cut Quebec off of Canada physically.
They just float away.
Yeah, float away. Like in
Okay.
South Park when they cut the Canadian on the iceberg. I thought that's what they want to do in real life for French
That's
people.
interesting.
It's pretty
Yeah.
pretty extreme.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought that was the only reason. I was like, how else could you separate if you're not actually leaving? But it turned out to be a way more boring answer.
I do feel like you offended two French people in the course of...
I'm actually French Canadian, by the way. I was born in Montreal.
Yeah, you're Canadian.
Yeah.
So
That's
how,
what I'm saying.
how,
I hate those kids, though. I hate those kids just like everyone else.
how is your French, by the way?
Oui.
Okay.
Oh, it's
all right,
great.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty solid.
All
I
right.
think,
Not
feel like
bad.
you and Nathan can pretty
More
much
on that at
just
6. Oh my God, it's
What's
going to
going
be
on?
an eco conversion, looks like. They got the smoke. There's clearly a little bit that you can see over top of the smoke. They just changed it, so now the smoke cycle the same for everybody. So in a situation like that, if you're across a connector and Alu can see you, you can see them. You can see him if he can see you now, which is good. That's synchronized, I think, right? That's what
Yeah.
it did?
Yeah, it basically removes the one-way
Does it
smoke.
notify
signal.
the one-way though?
It's supposed to fix the
So
one-way.
you know how like the smoke like turns? So it'll
Yeah,
turn
yeah,
on your
that's
screen the
true.
exact same way as his.
Yeah,
It's-
right, but does it? I don't think it notifies the one-way though.
No, 'cause the one-way's
you,
the height
can
difference,
still
right?
stay on top of it and like have the height difference. I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you still might be able to get
Yeah,
away with
I
that one. Oh man, X7 getting swarmed. He actually needs to get all these kills if they want to win. They're still at a man disadvantage. There's a chance here for Renegades to close this out. Some gunfire going on. Don't know where the hell it's coming from, but
yeah, that's interesting.
at the moment, Sergey with a hot rod MP9. And they've got a retake into the B site. They at least have an AUG, but I mean, this is going to be tough. They've got a man in apps at the moment, one on default. The smoke still fresh, and it's actually Azar to push through himself, but I guess they had a man to spare. So now,
Yeah, but they're
in
on a
the
low buy
post
too,
plan.
remember?
Yeah,
the
that's
Eagle there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Works out still, but that's a gamble.
Could have
man.
been scary for
That's
sure.
a real French gamble.
You're
I'll
throwing
tell you
caution to the wind. Is that a French gamble? Can we get confirmation
Say
on
that
that?
because they force bot.
What's a French Canadian
No, you're just
gamble is
forced
what I
push
want to
it
know.
there. Yeah, well.
Okay, yeah, it came close. It got hairy,
Yeah.
but what gun does he get? Oh, just the FAMAS. That's unfortunate.
Just
French
might
gun.
as well just throw that away.
French gun, of course. So something's going on with the audio right
yeah,
now.
did
Yeah.
you see it? I really got freaked.
Okay, so we got like a
out.
second stream that's delayed.
Six,
So if that, I think that's gone now, hopefully. But that would be great.
We're getting trolled.
Do you think that when's the last time you played ENCE? Minors?
We played them on. I think we didn't actually. Oh yeah, no. Star Series.
Star
Ladder.
Series. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just the 3 and then online.
How'd that go?
also. We won 2-1 actually.
2-1. Okay.
Was,
Was that Star
Yeah.
Series one?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What maps did you guys play?
Oh shit.
Putting him on the spot.
yeah, it was really throwing him under the bus.
I remember third map was Inferno. That's all I can remember.
But so just like as a take on ENCE, because obviously like you practice versus these teams, like and
Yes.
you can see
Yeah.
progress happen gradually.
Yeah.
Like, did it surprise you to see ENCE hit the kind of level that they did?
To go that high, yes.
Because it was pretty quick to obviously like people who are not practicing versus these teams every day.
Yeah, no, it's a lot about they mastered the basics in a lot of ways, and I think AlexCB is one of the main reasons why they're that good. The way he built the team and he brought everything together, and he just seems in control 24/7 of the team, and like the balance they have globally as well. When you look at those behind-the-scene documentaries that they're putting out.
Oh, that sick content that
it's-
Nati's making?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really good, and like you can see that they have a group that is unified, and they know where they are and where they're going and what they want.
Any lessons to be learned there? Or what's the secret? Do you think they got lucky with their roster? Like everything just clicks? Or you think AlexCB is a huge
think-
reason why they get it all figured out?
I think okay, it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna sound stupid or not. I think having the AUG boosted them quite significantly.
Okay.
All right.
Especially for players like X7. Now
Yeah.
he became a master of the AUG. Like
Okay.
he's just holding his B-bomb side with the AUG. Like
Man, he was
like
a big
champ.
question mark before the major, and then at the major had a really good playoff stage, and then
Yeah.
he has pretty good tournaments following that. So
Yeah.
he kept it up, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, is X7 going to get cut for
Sunny.
Sunny
Yeah,
or
Sunny
something
or
like that?"
something,
But at the moment,
And
sometimes
then,
he's bailing them out.
He's playing very good, and yeah, I think that helped them out quite a bit. And then from that, they just build up on confidence. And because they have such a stable game, like mid rounds, their mid rounds are very, very good. They can just take down any team because they're waiting for opponents to make mistakes in a sense, and they can play off of that very, very well. And so that's sometimes the best way to make it. Just let your opponents do mistakes, and then just win games.
Right. Yeah.
if you
Just
don't
make
do
less mistakes sometimes.
Pretty
That's
much.
all you need. Yeah. Really. Yeah. It's tough.
I think that's a big part of their consistency. They just let other people make mistake and they win rounds off of it.
Right. I mean, yeah. Sometimes when we're casting, it's like you see stuff. It's like, well, you know, the team knows better, but they still made that decision by
Yeah.
accident,
Yep.
or you know they're better than that. But then that adds up, and that's an off day, or that's an off tournament.
But it's also funny, right? Because like obviously every single team will always have mistakes throughout the game.
Mhm.
But like I feel like people don't really consider every team has that. So like while you might have had maybe 2 mistakes, maybe your opponents made 3 mistakes, right? It cost them 3 rounds, whatever, right? So like
Yeah.
when you have games like 16-13, people are like we should have won that.
Yeah.
Should you really though? Like if we go back and like, really look at it, maybe sure in some cases, right? I'm very
No,
curious.
it's a good point. If it keeps happening, it's like, well, at a certain point, you've just
Yeah,
got to
exactly.
clean that
You're
up.
just messing up at that point. It's not bad luck, right? Like you're obviously making the wrong
Just
calls
like a
here.
one common
Right.
denominator between all of this, and it's
Right.
you, right?
What
So-
smells fishy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So to that point, then Nathan, you're saying that the mid calls is very dangerous. So like to that degree, you're saying that they're waiting on their opponents to basically make the mistakes. So do you then feel that they pay? So the way that I see ENCE is like very aggressive initial, like early rounds. Then they slow down quite a bit, makes the mistakes, and then very slow and methodical, like kind of executes heavy, kind of smoke kind of style.
Right.
Like what you feel too.
Yeah, especially the slow mid rounds. They kind of changed the meta in that sense, where now you can see that a lot of teams. A team that is excellent at doing that is G2, at slowing down the pace of the game in the mid rounds. And so you have to approach it a bit differently when you play them, and ENCE as well, where you have to calm down and not like go for information 24/7 because they're just going to be holding and waiting for you. So you have to pick your timers later, but if they make the right move of leaving all the zones and already attacking on another spot, you can very easily be behind them tactically in that regard. And so yeah, that's where they've been very, very smart. And you can see like they're gambling, for example, just that round. There was some mid aggression, and then they're just gambling, leaving the B-bomb site open because what are the odds that during those 20 seconds they're gonna just come back towards B, instantly make the call and make the hit, and now they're gonna be a bit off guard, but there's still two there that can just pick up some kills. Right?
Yeah, it's an open site, but X7's still there on Cat. Oh, they turn around, flick.
It's
That's
the
it.
caster jinx, Nathan.
yeah.
He
It
has
happens
been.
all the time.
That's the lay of the land. Sometimes it is a point-and-click adventure. At the end of the day, sometimes kills are king. And that's pretty much it. I mean, they had, like, the fights came instantly, so they did have the opportunity. Could have been the kill feed was full of blue instead this time. It was all the Renegades, so...
Yeah, I think they were just 5 or 10 seconds off because they took control of middle, they cleared it, and then once you clear it, you'd rather fall back because they're gonna take the T's are gonna take time to come back into middle again, and so once you clear it, either you stay there for the whole round, but you don't like they were kind of in between where one guy was kitchen and one guy was
They
short.
weren't really fighting for it. Yeah.
So yeah, they were like either you go for it or you don't, but it's hard to stay in that in between. And so I don't know. I think when you take control of middle like that, after some initial fights, then you should just fall back because you know there's no lurker anymore, or it's going to be much, much later, and they want to hit the sides because that's the timing where you're going to kind of go around the map.
This is a pretty important day for ENCE, and they already have lost that one map. You guys won four maps?
Four.
Oh, you guys won every map, yeah. So, I mean, you guys are actually in contention to probably play Liquid if everything goes as smoothly for them provided, right? I mean, it was ENCE who were the second favorite to get into finals.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
So
we have to remember though that when do you play ENCE tomorrow? Do you play ENCE tomorrow?
No, we play Liquid tomorrow, first game.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
Okay.
Should be interesting.
That's
I think it's
interesting,
the first time we play them on LAN, so
Oh really? Okay.
looking forard to it. Yeah, we
You
haven't been
practice
to that
against
many
them a
big
little
they're
bit?
events, so-
complete onliners, bro. Trust
No,
me.
but yeah, well, that's fair enough. I'm not gonna say anything. No, we talked about this yesterday. You know, with even earlier today. I don't even know what's going on. Yesterday.
Today is
Yeah,
day
it's been a
one.
The
long
day, the
Yeah.
day, the day is today.
Today is the day.
Today is
the day.
today.
Seize the day, right?
We talked
That's
about
what
this
Robin's
earlier
always
today.
saying.
Yeah, no, for sure, right? Jesus Christ. Yeah.
What part of
But
Denmark are you from?
You don't want to know, man. Yeah, the weird part, apparently. But you practice against them, Nathan, you said.
I guess
Liquid?
oh,
Ooh.
that one way is nasty.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent M4 silence right
There you
there,
go.
too. Okay.
That
And
was a good round.
I think Liaz was just supposed to come in when things started to get hot with the AK. Get a kill. He at least gets one. There's a couple players who are low. Some damage might be worthwhile, but that's just mid-control shut down from ENCE. They just go and play it. If you know it's going to be the other team are on like a T full buy and you think they might threaten mid-control, are you going to jump out mid, try to get top mid-control ever, or are you going to approach it different ways, or do you like to
when you're talking from the city standpoint?
yeah,
right?
if you're on CT side.
I think first of all, Renegades have been pretty blunt in their approach,
Mhm.
where they just rushed mid. I mean, they I don't know if they knew that they were on a low buy, but I mean, at that point, because they had like 4 CZ and 1 M4, either you go for it completely all in and try to hold it, or you're just done. And it basically comes down to the matchup pretty much and what you think is going to happen in the game.
Yeah, just wait, comfort zone.
Yeah, pretty much, because it's gonna be a gamble anyway. If you want to win that round, you gotta gamble. You cannot play by the rules, and you're gonna have less utility, less firepower,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And so they kind of gamble on having aerial in that one-way smoke, and having the T's get their attention drawn by like players in connector. And you know, I often use the metaphor of like it's kind of a beehive that is attacking you. So you have the T's going at one place, and then you have like bees everywhere on the map that are just trying to hit you left, right, center. And so the T's don't really know
Poke the
where.
hive and then
Yeah, the T's don't really know where to see, and then it goes like 1, 2, 3 from 3 different spots. And the T's can't really really kill them all.
Yeah.
And so you have to like. One guy peeks, gets damaged, the other guy peeks, gets damaged, and then you constantly go like that. And so the T's are just going crazy at some point because you cannot get killed.
Okay, so another person who isn't French, Maniac.
Yeah.
He's not French, but he is
He's not
French.
Swiss,
Like
right?
he speaks a lot of French.
Well, I mean, he's
fluent
from.
even.
Isn't he from like the
But
part of
I
Switzerland
asked
where
him,
they
he's
speak
like,
French, right?
yeah, he's from
Yeah.
that, but he says like, I'm not French because he's Swiss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
he wants to be Swiss.
but he does have a lot of metaphors too. I remember he had at Blast, he was like, when the cats are gone, the mice are dancing. That's what he said.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
dancing on the
yeah.
table.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that a
yeah.
French one?
Yeah, that's a French
it's a
one.
French. That's a big
okay.
French one right
So
there.
French have a lot of metaphors, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
full
yeah.
of the metaphors. Yeah,
But I mean, it makes sense. The beehive one makes sense to me too.
Yeah.
When you think about it, right?
that's right.
Yeah, I like it.
I like that.
I don't have any metaphors. I just have these.
You just have fingers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter fingers.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. But, we did have someone that restarted their game, but we're back live.
Okay. Yeah, that's
if
good.
you're asking why the round is not live.
There's and be kind about the tech issues, just because they actually set up like all of the rooms yesterday.
Yeah,
They put together all the computers, and unfortunately, well, everyone moves into a match room to play the actual match. They don't play on the same PCs they get to practice on. But the nice part is everyone gets PCs to practice on dedicated the whole day, which is
Yeah,
cool.
definitely.
You guys don't have to move off of those, right?
No.
No, it's their own rooms. Yeah.
Each team has a dedicated park room.
That's good.
What I really like about Renegades in that map and also on train earlier is their economy management. It looks like they're always buying
Okay, that's cool.
every single round, which is
Actually, now that
really
you
good.
say that, yeah, okay.
Oh, this. Yeah, I guess the spam's a little bit off. The bomb goes down mid-sight just as the smokes were about to go up too. Could have been some dissipation there. JKS finds a target. He smells blood. He's looking for the kill. He can't do anything, though, from that position. Fire behind him. 3 CTs. Left, right, and center. And now it's on Azur. Sitting here at Tetris. He knows when the bomb gets tapped, he's got to go out and spray. It's going to be a difficult one. It looks like he's already on it. And yeah, it looks like that's a wrap. The bomb will get defused. Smooya can't do anything but save his op. And it's a full 10-seconder, but he's got support. So they're going to let that one go. And ENCE will pick up a CT round. Just holding on to A. It was a standard A take. Is that something you just throw in there every once in a while?
I think they just even pushed through the smoke round. I think they did.
Push through which smoke?
The ARAM smoke from the CTs. I think they just crossed it when they were executing.
Oh, like not even a flash, you mean? You just run through
I think so.
Oh,
Maybe
I
with
see.
a flash,
Yeah.
but they just like went
Yeah,
through,
okay.
just not
Gotcha.
giving a fuck. So again, like Renegades is still buying.
Yeah, they got
They
a
have
lot
so
of
much
money here. And it's kind of out to this
I
somewhat
think
big control.
I think it's pretty smart, especially on the long term, where with that play, they know they're going to get the bomb planted, so they're going to be able to buy next round. So even if it doesn't work, the main goal is to do a lot of economical damage. So and sometimes now with the economy system, it makes more sense to make economy damage to opponents and make sure to get a bomb line and be able to buy again the round after, and keeping their economy low, and then break them at some point and be sure that you have a full reset, and use the rounds that way. It's more about long term. It's not about winning that one round because you just want points. It's better to hold on to your better rounds or make a good round. That's sneaky. In order to later really get the half going and like win 3 rounds in a row, and that works.
Is this round over? Renegades have window control. They got the ARAM
weird.
push.
It's a very weird situation on Mirage. That happens very often, and it's very hard for the CTs to make sense.
Can't
out of
rotate
it.
through that murder hole. Can the plant go
It
down?
is
We'll
tough.
see. They don't have connector. They don't have a smoke for connector, it seems, but the kill comes for Alus. This retake might be a little bit more manageable. Bomb is still lurking its way up. Half a nade sets are gone. It's just Azur, who doesn't even have the smoke to work with. We'll have to rely on just his guns. And Alu and Alexi combined for kills. So now it's just Smooya in the 1v2. Fake plants could have probably gotten away with the fully here. There's a CT behind the smoke in CT spawn. He's aware of that and tries to go ahead and maybe take that duel early. Try to bait out a peek, something like that. But Alu just goes up top and shoots him down.
And I think the run was a perfect example of looking at the mid-range of ENCE, and they just waited for mistakes from Renegades. And I think the best way for them to have played when they have jungle control You just have one guy connector holding short, and they can just plant for short. Nobody's gonna bother them. But instead, they make the mistake of trying to push CT because they don't really feel comfortable. Two ENCE players are here waiting, and they just get
That
easy
makes
kills.
sense. Yeah, they were like worried about connector. They didn't have a connector smoke even.
Yep.
So the window control, as good as that is not even useful for them to plant the bomb, unfortunately.
So it's those things like that ENCE manages to get rounds and just, you know, get back in the game like this.
There you go. Yeah, they've got the power position. Finally, Renegades don't have enough money to put together anything decent. They're set up right now, staged up like they're going to go into a mid default, but they do obviously just have pistols. It'll be a smoke from the CTs into connector. You could think that would be a point of interest for the Ts at the moment. But there's a lot of ways they can approach this, and they can be quite reckless because they have a lot less to lose.
Ooh. They've got one guy in window. I'm not sure anyone's holding kitchen.
Oh, wow.
He's going towards
Oh,
B too.
yeah.
He's going
wow.
fast. Jesus, before we can even realize it, Jacob has the opportunity for a big flank at the moment. Is he going to make the most of this? We'll soon find out. Hopefully, he's not going to get the soggy ass award from Fifflaren. He's here flanking, and he picks up the first
gun
kill.
flies.
Has eyes on the second. That's going to allow his teammates to run in. The human centipede once again into B, and Alexi B himself as the AUG. He's going to play a very safe angle, and all the Ts are not going to give him a lot of space. There's not much he can get out of that from a passive position. The retake is officially on, just off of this one big lurk that came early on in the round. It's going to be credit to Jacob if this all works out smoothly. Oh, and running into the spray as Jacob as the first shot goes off. Alu also takes out the bench player. They'll still probably clear it just to be safe, but this makes it a whole lot more tricky. Double get right setup. CZ runs out of bullets, and AUG gets picked up. However, JKS can try to go out to look for a 1D, but he won't find it. And ENCE win another retake, even though it's pistols. It was with sight control. It was an opening kill, and the time almost ticked down.
Oh, man. That was actually, I mean, good initial play from Jacob, but I think it's really unfortunate the fact that he somehow manages to connect like one of the last bullets with the actual weapons. You can see it now. That shoots it away. I think he's able to pick that up, get the quick kill on Alexi on catwalk. He's actually able to get a forward position towards kitchen before there's any sort of rotation from ENCE. And I think at that point there's no real chance for ENCE to actually set up a retake.
Just a good job like not taking damage, but they still lose.
Yeah.
How do they break through that like... I guess they tried to stop him before they got out of the market door, and then...
No, they pushed there.
Yeah.
And because of the flash, it was just, overall really bad timing. And I don't know if for Renegades there, they really didn't have nothing to work with there. So you kind of have to play a little bit aggressive. And like Nathan was saying, I think that ENCE does a really good job after plants 2 of really taking their time, like holding these angles, waiting for like these maybe jiggle peeks from Renegades to like try and get some information.
It can be really easy, I swear. Like you think you like lose one player on the site, you're dedicated B guy, and you just see yourself losing the round. And then you start to think, like, I got to take risks now, but you have the better guns.
Yep.
And maybe they're just a bit more patient, a bit more composed. And that's what pays off. Trusting their teammates, trusting the retake. And the process ended up being the good way to be in that round, that's for sure. Renegades going back to mid. Familiar territory for them. I mean, they go, like, they love cat on eco rounds. They love mid control a lot of the time on Mirage. This is not uncommon for them. This round they're probably just feeling out and see what they want to do, but it's quite quiet from the CTs. They're not really contributing here to any of the chaos. At what point have you given a CT, or have you given the Ts too much map control when they go for mid? At what point do you need to get in there?
When they get I think whorehouse control, and I don't know. That's
I call it CPL.
No, it's what we call it. No. CPL and horrors is not the same thing.
Oh, what do you call it? Oh, what is that?
Well, I guess no. You actually might
the
call
short
ladder
house.
room.
The ladder?
Ladder room,
Yeah.
When they have that control, and so they can get connector and window, that's when they have too much control.
Okay.
And so you need to do something either to push A, either to push B, and so take information on what's
It's
happening.
like squeeze.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just gonna get crushed.
Oh.
So now they have ramp control, they have B pushed up. So
Did they take a little bit too long there? Is that why Ali got the opening? Just like
smoke
they walked
faded,
their cat,
right?
smoke faded
yeah,
just as he
smoke faded. But I think even then they would have been like they went 5 short. I think. Oh, 4 short, one over.
Yeah.
But even then, like they were pushed on B already. They had information on A, and so they can leave middle open because they know they cannot get flanked on the sides. So they're just bottled into one area that they just have to aim for.
Yeah.
So that's where ENCE again did a very good job at doing that sounds very basic. Started
Strategically?
Fuck it. Yeah. Fuck it. It's
It's not an easy one. English sucks, honestly. It's a terrible language.
And yeah, again, like something that looks very simple, but extremely efficient, and it works again.
Right. Yeah. that kill aside, nobody else got one for the Renegades, so this is another solid patient setup here for ENCE that works out, and another A-take for the Renegades. Working through this smoke, making sure nobody's pushed up right side, and Elias, he pokes the bear, and the bear answers back with claws, rips his head off.
Young stem cell.
Young stem cell. He's looking for the spam. He can't find it just yet. There's some good damage dealt through the smoke, however. An aerial with one. Renegades don't have control of a choke point at the moment. They look like they want to try to go through CT. It's common here. And the stairs boost is no good as well. But JKS, in kind of the most important position, I guess, in the post plant, at least, has the opportunity to fight, take fights one by one. Can maybe look for a duel, but he's just hoping they've tapped the bomb. But they haven't. They've stuck it. They also get the kill. So it's looking like ENCE are back on their feet. They're seeming a bit more comfortable now.
Yeah, getting into the groove. Then again, we've kind of got the same feeling on Train as well, right? Like they started off a little bit shaky on even on.
I missed it, so you can give me the give me the cliff notes.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much like very high tempo early on. First 3 rounds or 3 inner rushes. To be fair, really cool pistol setup from Renegade side. Actually, that's really cool. Haven't seen that before with how they pop flash for JKS on third Train. In any case. Like once ENCE got into their second buy round, it was just very smooth sailing from that point on. They were just dominating, and then obviously things kind of turned around in the second half. But yeah, kind of similar trajectory. Renegades got off to a good start with breaking them, and then now ENCE are getting into it.
Yes, we are right back into it. Just as you're saying, Nathan, like it feels like there's always something going on for the Renegades. Like they've always got a pretty good half buy or just a full-on rifle round.
That too. Yeah, when you say it,
it's back-to-back action.
Because when you pay attention to it too, and you can notice that too, they're actually very not. I want to say smart with their nade buys, but they're not buying a bunch of like wasteful like stuff they don't need.
Yeah,
you can tell they have.
They're not buying the Bentleys, the gold chains, jet skis.
It feels like they have a pretty clear game plan, like coming into it. Of like maybe don't buy the next little shit they might, for execute if they're doing a fast A-take.
Yeah.
Is there how I'm just gonna talk about that retake. It's a
oh yeah, we'll see what happens now. It's coming down just to Alu, and yeah, he's the turn tail and run. What was that? Go ahead.
Because it is very hard to deal with a team that buys constantly. Like the best example is obviously Avengar. With James saving 24/7.
Yeah,
they always have an
he has that same op.
AK.
I swear the op should turn into well-worn by the time the game's over. He has saved that gun at like 10 rounds in a row sometimes.
Yeah, and it's insanely annoying because then you're always constantly under pressure and they're always killing people and like keeping your economy low. So that's very hard to play against that. And Renegade is kind of doing the same. ENCE are under pressure constantly, and if they end up with 6-7 rounds, I think it's going to be a good half for them.
So what do you guys? Oh my god, another rifle round. This is gonna like.
There's no ecos here.
I know, it really doesn't feel like it. Yeah, no, that's kind of nuts actually. That you really mention it. Feels like it's happening almost every single round. So they're back to B. There's a congregation of the CTs around A. They're really tight in this kind of like amoeba form being over on the A side on the right side of the site. This time they're pushing the A ramp once they've lost mid, but the T's are using this with chain flashes to execute. X7's going to see a shadow go over top of his head. He has the AUG. He swings out for more, but it's not good, and he'll only go 1 for 1. Alexi B has got to dodge this fire and these flames as best he can. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. He'll at least get 1, but this makes it now a 2v2. Very winnable from both sides for sure. The bomb's not planted just yet, and Ariel has pole position out this market door, but he gets his face blasted off, and that leaves just Sergey to come through. At least has ID on one person who might be clearing him now, and Azur, as clean as he was last time, will not be able to do the same thing to Sergey, who's at least down to half HP. He has a couple of decisions to make. Does he want to stay here and wait for the bomb to go down? Does he want to cut off the rotate that might go towards A? Or does he want to just go to market for that kind of retake? And he'll pick the kind of the first, most basic option, but he'll leave it up to Smooya to decide if he's going to make something crazy happen or if he's going to play it standard. He'll start to move in now, and there's the fight, but he was already a little low, and dinked. Smooya, that was close.
Yeah. I like
that. I really like the one.
Sergey.
Yeah, I mean, you really just left gambling there, right? Of like, where could it really be?
Yeah.
And
like
you waste less time, ultimately. More options working.
And he didn't try to make it obvious either. Like he didn't start running back. Like I'm rotating back. Like,
I know you love that, right?
Yeah, I love
like
that.
You played it too hard, and then they just nade you.
Yeah.
That's the best. So you guys haven't played a lot of clans recently?
Of lands?
Yeah.
No.
Like, what do you got
no,
going
not
on
recently,
next?
Actually, yeah. Next, let me think.
Qualifiers?
No, we have DreamHack Masters Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Oh,
And
yeah,
we
yeah.
have there's one land after that. ECS, yeah. ECS.
Right.
Oh, right,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
No, actually, we have now is our time. If we don't make anything out of those next 2 months,
Uh huh.
then we're not worth it. Pretty much.
We're not worth it.
Damn,
Oh my god.
alright.
That's a headline
Well,
right there.
okay.
That's some clickbait title shit that
right,
but it's
yeah,
coming
yeah.
from the
From the
horse's
Reddit.
mouth right now. We're getting this. This is unbelievable. I need to know more. Let's read us the full article, Nathan.
We've been waiting for this now for quite some time with all the qualifiers and like all the ramping up type.
Uh-huh.
We got to make something happen at some point, right? We got to be better than what we are right now and what we were in the past several months. You know, the chances we got given, well, we took them.
Mm-hmm.
We did good with that, but now we gotta step up.
Okay, what
We're
are
gonna
the
be
next
better.
steps? How do you step up? What's the difference between you and the team you want to be?
We gotta beat consistently now the teams that are the likes of, like the top 8, 9, 10-ish teams, and cement ourselves in that 1 to 8 spot where teams are much more consistent and are constantly showing good faces in tournaments, and so that's where we want to be at. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see if we're there yet or not. But I think we've done a lot of good work.
Probably helps having today to look back on, like these
Yeah.
matches, very good teams. NRG was another team I
Exactly,
thought.
yeah.
It's like maybe they give ENCE a fight and they end up like,
like,
for
getting
sure,
into finals somehow.
That Inferno game you guys played versus Energy was crazy good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did a lot of improvement on our specifics where we're bad on before, and so our practice hasn't been the most interesting in the sense that our results were like very average, but at least we improved really on the bad sides that we had on our games, and so. Hopefully now in games, it takes a bit of time to just get used to playing at our 100% without having that practice mentality in mind. And so it takes a little bit of time to get there, but just winning even 2-0 against NRG, regardless of the situation, like double overtime, whatever.
Hey man, it was good maps for
it's
them
good.
too. I mean, I thought that NRG would win because they were so like I know their nuke is really good and their Inferno. They don't maybe not as comfortable on it right now, but like they at one point had like world class Inferno, really good stuff. So yeah, that's no small task, and it's on land, so it's legit.
If I ask you this, Nathan, is this spoiling, or have you guys started playing? Have you played Vertigo yet? Like
Yes,
the new- yeah,
we did.
okay,
Yeah, no, we did. I think it's a normal step that you have to take.
absolutely. You have to try the map first before you choose to veto it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
What do you think of it then? I mean, granted, we just had an update, and obviously we haven't seen it so
Yeah,
far.
but
Maybe that changed a little bit. But do you share the same opinion as everyone else that it's just very retake heavy? Of like you don't really wanting to play the bomb sites and.
Let's get it Vertigo in one word first. I want to know the one word review for Vertigo.
Interesting.
Okay. Okay.
all right.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
keep
pause
it
We're gonna
mild.
expand on that. Okay.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. It's just interesting. I'm gonna keep that word up.
Okay.
It's there are some tweaks that have to be made. I don't know how the change they made recently is gonna affect the map in general. I don't think it was that retake heavy. I think teams had I'm not gonna say poor approach, but you can make more than.
Have you
was
seen
happening.
Furia play it?
I've seen them play.
Man,
yeah.
they were so good. I thought it was going to be all about mid, and then teams just started doing this A thing with the retakes and and it looks
Yeah,
so
and
dumb.
so-
But Furia looks so good.
And
So
yeah,
I wonder how
in the
they
end,
would
in the end,
play.
I don't think you can easily not play retake on the bomb side if you just decide to play more aggressive and put
Right.
more people in there and more and trust your people in middle and B. So I don't think it was that bad.
Ooh,
So
okay.
beautiful. Calm down.
Maybe the last round of the well, it is going to be the last round of the half,
attacks.
whether I like it or
Shit.
not. And he is letting everybody know that he is aware of what's going on. Okay, it's just Azure now. Like ENCE are probably just going to lock this up. They looked good. Renegades bounced back. I think the economy, just as Nathan pointed out, was so important. It felt like they were buying every single round. So
Yep.
yeah, they put up a fight. That's pretty good. So in general, are you guys like winning or losing on Vertigo? Like when you play, just while you're learning. You guys feeling
So
like
the very. I'm not gonna say which team played because I don't want to.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to do that.
we don't need
but,
receipts?
But the first team we played on, we got crushed like 25-5 or something. Like we just got destroyed because obviously we had no idea about the map.
Yeah.
And so we picked up the map also much later because we had a lot of qualifiers and cash as well, and so we just didn't want to put the work into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's interesting always to have a new map because you can see different approaches from different teams to the way they want to create strats, approach the map, the way to play it, and And it's just great to see that evolution, and I think to see what is going to be constant in the next months on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I love you. That's why I love to hear you say that. That it's just like I don't feel like it's very retake heavy, because like a lot of the sentiment we get right now is just like you can't even hold the bomb sites. Like what's going on? But I feel like people don't even give it time. You know, like they start complaining after a few weeks, and I get it. It's it is a very like I think you nailed there with the word interesting, because we have never seen this in CS before. Like it's a very unique map for Counter-Strike, right?
Yep.
But why is that bad? I get it, right? It's going to be a really like painful few months here.
Yeah.
There's going to be tweaks that needs to be made, right?
Sure.
Is
Yeah,
this map
definitely.
competitive ready? Maybe not. You know, in the sense of like, should we be playing this map like?
Yeah, I mean, if they're open to making
Right.
major changes, they obviously agree. You know,
Absolutely, yeah.
They really want to see the map played differently. But honestly, man, like the map can have a total facelift, look totally different, and that's happened to Overpass. It's happened to other maps in the past.
Cobblestone.
Yeah.
They'll just change it. They'll just make it a new map.
Yeah.
They'll just make it better. So
Yeah, they
I
base
trust
off
them
that,
there.
and
Like, dude, when they
absolutely.
made the Inferno remake, like no one really talked about it, but they hit the ground running with that. That was like one of the best things they
That was
ever
good,
introduced,
yeah.
like
Oh,
right out
yeah.
the gate. It was beautiful. It played nice. It was a little different from old
Whiter
Vertigo.
banana,
and it
whiter ass.
And it replaced
Oh.
like the most loved map in history. So they were
Do it
gonna piss
right.
people off, and they did a good job. So they definitely have some good people working there on the maps. Though
What's the-
I wish
what's
they
the
would.
map guide?
I wish they would just have the guy
have
who
a
made
bunch.
Overpass just
Mike-
make a new map himself again and just try that all over again
But
with all the
isn't
stuff that he's learned.
Magnar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Who made
Yeah,
Overpass?
Magnar.
I don't
Okay.
want to. I don't want to call like names. You know, but yeah. They have more, well,
But yeah, his
they have
name is
more,
Magnar.
They have more
This
map
is his
makers,
social
obviously,
insurance
right?
number.
But the
Yeah.
guy that made Overpass, yes, it's one of the guys that made Overpass.
Okay.
And I'll tell you this much: when we launched the skin
update, yeah.
we saw the first version of Overpass,
Oh, yeah. So
and it was very
Real.
different.
Yeah,
Real rough.
that dropped some jaws, huh? Yeah.
Very different to the one we saw went live, and then remember the one we saw went live was completely changed too because of
Yeah,
admin at a
definitely
time, like a
changed,
lot of
yeah.
updates.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Absolutely,
they listen. It's just you have to just give them time. Like,
It's a work in progress.
Absolutely.
Right? Like those kind of things take time. I don't know how many of you guys have ever fiddled around with the SDK tools, like try to creating maps.
Oh,
It's
it's
hard.
hell.
It's
It's hell.
really
Anyone who has to
difficult.
use
So
Hammer,
advanced.
you
I feel
gotta
like I'm
save
getting
your
a
file every
PhD.
5 seconds, otherwise you're just gonna like
I
have to
it's
restart.
like I might as well like make my master's thesis about that stuff because it's so complicated.
yeah, I gave up, man. I even tried looking guys. I was like, how hard can it be just to create like a map? You know, like a fun.
I
little
managed to create a room like a box.
Yeah, that was.
That was my A map.
Same with the lights and stuff. Like
Oh,
you have to do
God.
that to angle them and like
Oh,
based on the
right, yeah.
sun and shit. And it's just like, what am I
Yeah.
doing? You know.
Fucking
this
hell.
horoscope nonsense.
yeah, it's just, this
I don't need this. Oof. Oh, that's a clean shot. Yeah, he got back on his feet and he's in for another. It's actually Jacob to grab that. I don't know if that was Smoothia standing in that spot or not.
Yeah, Smooth.
But there's JKS bench pressing about 130 pounds, if I were to guess Ali's weight. And X7 is going to be here in the 1v2. And he's going to get peaked, right? Right now it's just a shoulder, but then he's going to be like, oh, is he
Eventually.
flanking? And then just swing and just destroy him. But
I was like,
he falls in the arms of
did you
Jacob.
guess? No, did you guess all this weight to be 130 or what did you say?
I don't know, yeah, because he's not
That's
that
really
tall.
light.
It's
Like,
light,
100,
yeah.
130
Yeah,
is like 60 kilos.
I'm 180 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, he's not 130 for sure.
I didn't
He's
know what to
probably
say.
more
I
like
just kinda-
150, 155. or something.
155, okay.
Even if he's short, like that's really.
Yeah, that's
That's
like
super
60
light,
kilos,
okay.
like really light. Yeah, you need to be like 160 or something.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Listen, I gave my best shot.
Yeah, I know. It sounds
I like it.
damn.
We're just flaming Mo for taking a guess
I
on
thought
how
Bones-
much Ali weighs.
I
I
was
thought
just like-
Bones weighed more than that.
On the one flash, what's going to happen? We will see a plant.
Oh, yeah. It's a whole train.
Oh.
Yeah, wow. That's a train and every car got derailed. So,
It's one of those.
yeah. Thomas had seen it all.
How does that meme go actually? Because that's a really good one.
Yeah, Thomas the tank engine comes in on the tracks, and then he saw
So,
like,
like, he thought he had
saw
seen
like
it
a
all?
fire or something, and Thomas
Yeah.
Thomas had to leave. Thomas had seen it all, and it was just Thomas the tank engine smiling.
What can we expect here? Same thing, kind of Nathan on the Mirage and T side, like aggressive mid, like early mid pushes maybe.
I
Back up play.
couldn't really say. I don't really know too much how they play Mirage.
Oh, I like
to be
this.
fair.
It's pretty,
Well, this I
pretty
guess we'll
up
find
tempo
out.
so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Then,
looks very
I'm
much
curious.
like the train T side so far, just
Oh.
like really taking control real fast. Not
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
showing a lot of.
So
lot of respect.
where are the Renegades going to push? They reclaim connector. They're going to hold on. They're going to.
I think they took information on B.
Oh yeah, they're
and then
overstacking.
just, yeah. And then so they take the gamble where I think it's something that is pretty smart to do, where you let just the MP9 and he's nade, so he's going to be able to scare the opponents off. And so if they come A, they're going to be able to block him because they're 4. If they come B, he doses the weapon, fuck it, just save the rounds, not play the round, and go for the next one. So again, seeing long term, not just like winning one round, it doesn't really matter winning that first round, but if you can buy another round after that, no matter what, then, you know, fuck it, you just lose a round.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll see if the crossfire pays off. They still have someone in... Oh, no, he was outside a window, but he forfeited that position. So Flash comes out initially. Jacob doesn't move a muscle whatsoever, and that's going to allow him and his teammate to both get kills in tandem.
Surely that's not part of the plan for both of them
potential to get a kill. They're evening it up. They've answered back. It's 2v2.
Oh, nice.
Suddenly, CTs are sitting and waiting. Jacob gets dinked through the wall. It's going to be tough to pull off a plan at this moment. They've not got a smoke to do it. They do, but they toss it in a weird way that doesn't block off connector.
Look at the quick decision-making from Jacob here, though.
Yo, he's actually, he's hightailed it all the way around to ramp. And there's 10 seconds. They've got to take a risk in their eyes, and they're going to go for that connector risk. It's going to be the correct one. Now they've got to find out where Jacob went, but he has already made this rotate. Just as he brought it up, he's gotten there so quickly, and as soon as Sergey gets around default, I can't believe he's just sitting here and fighting. He is happy to do it, and that player's in the red, and now he's dead. Sergey wins the 1v1. But you got to say, what a smart and quick rotate from Jacob.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to see, and I can't escape my mind who was playing the retake with, but I thought they would actually, like, once Jacob gives up his position, like, you don't have the surprise effect there anymore, but it, like, let him just continue on with his search to find the last, instead of having the guy coming from CT spawn dive in through.
Oh.
Because that comes into, like, at an angle where Jacob can't trade for it anymore.
Right.
Especially he threw the molly just for no real reason, and so he like showed his position instead of just hiding and playing with his teammate.
Yeah, Liaz, I think.
Liaz.
Yeah, Liaz.
maybe,
He tossed the molly from CT, but he didn't wait for the plant, so could have made more of that potentially. I was a bit worried. Maybe it's just trying to create a distraction, and he'll need a distraction to help him because he's here with an MP9, at least a teammate from Empty Pillar, and Azur is going to get flushed out of position. He'll be happy to move into a new one, though. He's evicted X7 from it. Alu comes through and tries to flank. Does finish his food off, but is down to 1 HP, and that's pretty much the round right there. Man, what even happened just now? They just tried to train out B with a low buy?
Low buy, yeah.
So, I think you got as much as you can ever hope for from an MP9 holding B right there.
It
is like immediate 2 insta kills.
It is pretty strong when you're in B apps and you can see all the way down the stairs. That's kind of like seeing down Banana Inferno. Like, you get info so early if they're close. They can be tucked around the wall though, so that is one risk.
Yeah, but it's still such a distance. Like,
what does?
If you have this, if you are holding down all the way down towards the staircase, like you're saying, like, even if they are by the wall, unless you haven't cleared it, right? Like, you're talking about the right side wall.
I was thinking about the kitchen wall, I'm assuming.
Like, you know when everyone would line up right foot pop flash,
left side,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like there's still at least sufficient amount of time there, right? Like,
yeah, it's still pretty good. You see pretty far, so yeah. But you know, sometimes you see teams, they get the position, they see down, but then they don't feel confident rotating the extra person out. They still keep them there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm just going to be able to stay alive at least.
Yeah, 1 HP. Lucky to be alive, but aren't we all?
It's like Renegades.
It's a blessing.
Yeah. I guess, like Renegades being aware of the money situation for ENCE, like, there's no real benefit in them actually running after them, potentially sacrificing their economy.
Yeah, no point at all. Now Renegades needs to start bidding some bank at that point.
Yeah.
That's just what they want.
They need to stop what?
I think they just need to start bidding a bank for themselves.
Okay.
And just get money in
like
order to
yeah,
buy
I mean, they're
again.
completely broke still, so.
Who's winning this game?
I said
Renegades looks
Renegades had a really good chance. on
Renegades?
Mirage.
Okay. Damn, 2 Renegades fans
Yeah, I
out
mean, if
here.
you compare.
But I was
Train
really
and
all
this
in
one
on ENCE for Train, so I mean...
I feel like we thought that ENCE would just slam this, right, 2-0. Even though this was somewhat of a highlight of a game today.
I thought Renegades would, like, be very, very competitive on Mirage. But I didn't think they would stand a chance on Train.
Yep. True.
Which it's cool to see though. Like Renegades they don't really seem to have lost too many steps playing with Smooya. Then again, they've gotten pretty familiar with playing with him, but
Yeah. Oh, those are some beastly 1Ds from Alexi. Oh
Well
my
then.
goodness. And he might just get another one. He's rotated into the perfect spot. It's a headshot, of course. 3-piece on the round, no biscuit.
that round just went out of control real quick.
That was sick.
Out of nowhere, 3 kills. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just woke everyone up.
What's
then.
the third one shot on the bomb site?
I have no idea where the third guy got killed.
The third guy?
There's
No,
one
yeah,
short,
Yeah,
one
because Alexi
connector.
got 2, and while he got those 2, somebody
Yeah,
else
that was another
died.
kill.
Ah, okay.
You'll see it here.
Oh, he was on
I'll
A,
see
yeah.
this at least,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was fire.
This is nuts. Yeah, that's so crazy.
Sick.
It's a flash to assist, and he was just going to go and fight connector, but then it's like, oh, I see someone on cat
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
and I'm hungry.
Yeah, now Renegades are broke. So
Damn, yes.
Yeah,
so
just
so
like
much
that.
for building up
Goddamn.
economy, right?
Yeah.
Started from the bottom, still here.
Yeah. Started from the bottom. Somehow went through the basement.
I heard you guys don't have basements in Europe.
What?
Have you not? I was gonna say something. Never mind.
Go ahead.
That's what?
Make fun of a North American.
No,
I
no,
can
no,
take
I
it.
was
We're
not
used to
gonna
it.
say that.
I think
We've
I
dealt
knew
with
where
it
you
for
were
years.
going with
Yeah,
this.
because you probably shared. I was gonna say not. Never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah, let's continue about the game here.
Wow, if it's too bad for
Eco-
BTS, I really need to hear it later.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that
we'll
much.
fill you in.
I'll tell you that much.
Well,
Just
yeah.
text me.
Yeah, I'll text you right now. Oh,
Boy, can't wait. Okay, well, yeah, it really just changed the whole course of the game because now they just got the full buy. And because they were ecoing, they saved money on top of that, so they just get
Yeah.
like win
Yep.
bonus plus all the money they saved.
And then
And Renegades
the
are
best,
like, well, fuck.
the best Renegades are going to be able to do is like they're going to get into the position where they get one full buy.
One full buy.
Yeah, and that's what they have to make everything work off of.
Yeah. Oof. Teaser starving. Wow, there's some careful shooting from Azur. He does a bit of damage there to Ariel as well. No, move quickly across the site that pushes in. There's no flash to assist, but they're swarming them, jumping out of both stairs and the jungle smoke. It's not a bad eco or half buy or whatever you want to call it. They at least get majority down. It's still early in the grand scheme of things. 8 rounds left to play in this game. Economy is certainly a factor. Man, how long was the thing you were going to say? You've been typing and smiling for like
Yeah, I was so
10
no,
minutes
that-
now. This is
Still
good.
thinking
Because
about
there
it.
was Henry
kinda
literally.
scared.
So Henry's watching the game,
Yeah.
and he literally messaged me. So he also caught it.
Wait, did he have the same thing in mind?
No, yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Here, Launders.
Okay. No worries.
The thing is, I don't even think you're gonna. Yeah, I don't even think you're gonna know.
Why, you think I'm a dumb North American? I
Yeah,
get it,
no,
man.
pretty much.
I'm over it.
All right, you ready now then?
Yeah. Shoot it off. Let's go. USPs.
There, done.
You win about, I think it's 0.01% of all only USP rounds are. What the heck?
yeah,
or
I knew
what?
it. Yeah, okay.
Is that food?
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Secret behind the scene.
Nathan would know too.
Oh, I can show him. You can laugh about it, I guess.
No idea.
I want to see if I want
No
to get
idea.
confirmation on this.
I mean, it's Robin, so it could have
Yeah.
just been spelled incorrectly.
No.
No, it's correct.
Just Robin things.
Yeah, just Scandinavian things and Henry things, of course.
Yeah.
Continuing on, he's not even here anymore. We're just sitting.
You let
He's
us know
literally-
he's watching,
he's
so
literally
now
back
I'm
in
going
the
to focus
hotel
a lot of the
room watching
commentary
the game.
directly at him
Yeah.
or indirectly. Yes. He's going to be the
We'll
victim
just have a conversation with
some
Henry.
of our
on that.
remarks. Absolutely.
You can hear him at home as
Yeah.
well in the hotel and be like,
I'm going to give the big heart award to Henry this game.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
He's here in spirit. Thank
I
you so
agree.
much, Henry. You
Praise
really
be.
tried your best.
Praise be.
Yeah.
all right, 12th time. We got another buy round here coming
Man,
to
I think
Renegades.
this is really heating up.
Is this another one of those?
All right, what's the strat you're calling here? I mean, they're already into it, so you can tell them if they're wrong, but
Damn. I don't know. It's very hard to say. I call with feelings. I don't really plan what I'm gonna call. It's just like
getting the
that
flow
feels pretty
state.
good.
Okay. I like that. Okay. Oh, damn. That was
No
some nice
contact
movement
play, yeah.
from Sergey to get all the way down ladder quick. People
Oh.
get stuck on that all the time. And
Get
JKM?
JKM.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't play by play. Where's Connor?
It's all right. Listen, none of us do. All right, so
Okay.
we're all good. We're all good here.
Giving it my best shot here.
You've been great all day.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
I've been impressed.
I appreciate it.
You're not gonna have
Hey,
voice tomorrow, but
Dude,
you've been
that's
great
it.
today.
I know, right? Yeah, it's a quiet round though. All of a sudden, that's it. They get out. They get out Palace. Sergey is like down that ladder behind them. They trade out under.
Was it just straight contact? Out
They
of power? Or,
went 4.
But they didn't have a flash. They didn't do like the lamp flash,
They had
right?
3 in the op in Palace, and they had like 1 at A ramp, maybe flashed over.
I think
Dude,
so.
I think that was the eco.
3 Palace, 1 ramp.
That's like the SK eco strat, the
And
like
they
deflash
faked
over
it.
default.
But did they do the lamp flash from
I have no idea.
8-bit? I don't think they did. That's the thing that caught me off guard.
Just
'cause
ran out,
I think
maybe?
they just like straight up busted out.
I think it's pretty smart though because it's like out of the meta where the up was just holding on the right side, so like electric jungle,
Yeah.
and then they just walk out on it.
Yeah. And they hope someone peak stairs, right? Just like, come
Yeah,
on,
pretty much. Like,
peek me, bitch,
somebody,
I'm ready.
Yeah, and Adu got the kill, and then they killed the guy on side, and then the round was over.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, and that
So
could
that was
be
pretty clear.
all she wrote. An important tech timeout here for the Renegades. Certainly not over for them. They at least get this full buy. They get the op, which is big. And man, it's crazy. Like Renegades, they won last map. They're even playing with it. It's like it's playing with Smooya. It's totally competent player. It's like fiery opper and all that. And he's used to subbing in.
Yeah.
But like it's ENCE who are looking super stable, and they lost a really strong map for themselves last map. And we were just talking about before ENCE won that eco how Renegades were going to take this map too. That's a pretty big upset.
Yep.
This game's really all over the place in that sense. I guess it just goes to say, or goes to show that both of these teams have been playing pretty well so far. Like it's been really competitive from start to finish.
Wonder what Henry would say in this situation.
Probably would have made a dick joke.
Probably make a chicken dick joke or
Yeah,
whatever at
probably
my
have made that,
expense.
yeah. Most
Something
likely.
like that. Jesus, man.
He is saying that he could totally roast us if he was back.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm not quite sure what he means by that, because
Yeah, that's easy.
Spit
That's
roast?
easy.
Yeah.
That's easy to text.
Maybe a
You know,
spit roast.
Yeah.
text is cheap. That's what I
Yeah.
always say.
a lot of talk there. I feel like
That's right.
we haven't seen a lot of
Why don't you
smack this
donate?
week.
We'll read your donation, Henry.
Yeah.
You're a viewer now.
He's probably chatting.
He's probably just sitting there, just riling him up in Twitch chat. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. Like, does Henry have a Twitch account? Even?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's good.
Henry doesn't
okay.
seem like the Twitch chat.
Oh,
Oh,
he definitely
this is
does.
big. Whoa, oh, you don't want to fall into a CZ trap. That would be bad. Wow, quick adjustment from Ariel. Don't even know how you realized the switch at that moment. That was smart by him. Allow his teammates to take the fight on default, and he ends up dying for that cause, but it's still not too bad of a place to be in. And Molotov just lets Muya know he is where he is, and that's it. He's just going to turn tail and run. Man, they're being really efficient about the way they take A just because they got minimal losses. They get the bomb down, and then it's
Yeah.
like no retake.
And
for
even
you.
the way to take it, I mean,
Uh-oh. This is a... He's going to go for this duel? How's he going to take it? Oh, wow, okay.
he's not going to
There
take
you
it.
go.
Everybody
By
just
living.
noped
He
out
just
of that.
threw him out of the window by jumping. Yeah.
Used the force.
I feel like Renegade's really not getting a grip here on this half. Not a lot of entries, not really being able to hold bomb size properly.
A is a big problem.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
kinda-
big problem.
I'm kind of curious if they just got like slightly tilted from losing that.
That
anti-eco.
eco, right? Yeah, they haven't won around since. 4 in a row here for ENCE.
It really switches momentum because then the plan you were laying out in your head just gets completely trashed out, and then you have to adapt and change everything.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
very hard. And like ENCE
like-
just went into complete I don't give a fuck anymore mode, where they're just playing packed and rushing at them. And
Dude, at
nothing's
Blast,
great.
they were losing to the Iberian play-in. The
Giants.
Blast,
Yeah,
they lost
Giants,
to
yeah.
Giant. They're losing to Giants 14-11 on Overpass. And we're like, holy crap, they don't care anymore? Like, are they done? And then suddenly, just something flipped a switch. They think they won an eco as well, and they just won like 5 rounds straight, got the win, 16-14, didn't drop anything, and then went to Astralis and like played them in the finals. But for us, it's like Giants had nothing to lose. They were just playing for fun
Right.
at that point, and then ENCE had everything to lose. They were going to go to finals. If they didn't tie or win, they would be out. And it's like, well, maybe they are going to throw it, or not throw it, but like just drop it. And they
Yeah.
ended up like holding strong. So
It's like the swing of winning an eco. It's like it's like getting an extra life. You know, in like a
heart.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, exactly. You get an extra heart. So
it's like being Big Mario.
because you can take that
you know
kind of a
you can
chance.
get
Yeah, but it's kind of it is kind of that way. Like the sudden pop, I guess they do out of Palace there. Like if your economy's on the line, like you might
Yeah.
be a little bit more weary about doing that kind of a play. But if you
Sure, yeah.
know you're gonna have another buy following up regardless, then yeah, well worth doing the risk.
Right.
Yep, it completely changes the approach from both teams.
Yeah. You can't play scared because then they know how you're playing. So important to always try to keep it fresh. Good damage back and forth here. Jacob takes one like kind of some square on the chest, but he's happy to fight still. An easy AUG frag from the top of the connector smoke, and it's ENCE to play around at middle a lot longer than they have been in the last few rounds. It's been mainly kind of straight up site takes, and some of the rounds they were losing were actually going mid earlier versus the Renegades. So maybe they feel like they have pressure to change it up because the Renegades are learning, and it does seem like they are in tune with what ENCE want to do. Wow, they're just slowly melting them away. Seems like we might get that 14-11 scoreline. Is there a problem here at mid?
What do you mean for ENCE?
Yeah, because
I feel like you just
earlier,
go back to BRA here now.
just
Like
go back to a site hit.
I mean, I feel like this one is like a somewhat of a throwaway round of like we just have to show ourselves a little bit of mid here, because we've been hitting so much A. We don't want them to go back now and like say Renegade stacks A for 4 and just 1 B. I think that now we're back now. Now Renegades maybe show themselves a little bit of mid. Now Renegades maybe have to put that one guy there.
Okay.
But we'll see. Like
I like it. I personally, if I was an ENCE fan right now, like looking at the
doing it
fact they've
again.
been like
Look.
getting melted at mid, like why not just go back to something?
But I think it comes down to like even Nathan's further point, right? Or like because they have more rounds to play with, and like granted, and you're not thinking about they're going to lose this round.
Ooh.
But it does build up for something, right? The second round in mid now, that's not going to work out.
Smoothie hit the Molotov in window. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, they got a little crack spot there. Jump appeared to be safe, but it was not. And yeah, they're, I mean, literally the same as last round. They're getting a bit farther at least, but man, they did not expect for a moment that Azure would be up here in CPL. So, 2-on-4. Alexi and Ariel. I mean, they can win this. I mean, if they're smart, but they've also got to make some good guesses as to where the CTs are. JKM has been really good. JKM has been really good. On the A side, a couple of targets appear on the back and front, excuse me. But Renegades get 12. 2 rounds where they just win a default thoroughly at mid. Cheat duel.
Actually putting, I was going to say putting ENCE on eco, but they have plenty of money.
Oh, okay.
4K, the lowest one, X7.
They kind of changed their approach. I think they won like 3 rounds in a row, playing very, very packed and super aggressive, like just again like that fuck it style. And now they're trying to slow it down again, and now that's a problem because they changed it to a more slow approach and taking mid. I think I would have liked that round that they just played, heavy mid, the round just before that, and continuing to play pack because that's what's working, but in a different area, and like especially middle where Renegades were gonna leave it because they were just getting crushed on BNA. So now you can just take full control of middle and then just play off of that and just change your strength. So I would have liked it the round just before. And now that's the thing that is very hard for ENCE because you got to break your own mindset where
because now you also know that Renegades knows that you haven't come mid, so now they
know
it's like underwater, back end,
like,
upside down, blindfolded.
Like, because now my call for Renegades is like watch out for BRA like fast is one
exactly
thing. And with like again I was gonna say like a fake in mid that's like show yourself, so you still have that, but it's okay. I feel like the more they go mid here, the more they're really screwing themselves. Because like it's going to be really mindfucky here in this second.
And Jacob's been smart, man. Like he's just been like appearing randomly, like a magician you didn't invite to the party, right? He's just been coming in through these angles. Okay, hey, I'm here. Want to see a magic trick? Dead. Want to see a magic trick? Dead.
But the thing is, the problem is now with ENCE that they didn't even manage to capitalize on taking middle.
Yeah.
And that's the problem because then why would Renegades defend middle if ENCE cannot win rounds based off of that?
Right.
So they're just like, yeah, whatever, take middle.
The double down reverse psychology gets them every time. So, man, I can't believe how brave they're being about this. Some good damage, but yeah, looks like that. I mean, yeah, they're just gonna go for it. I mean, you really gotta trust your IGL in a situation like this. And I mean, as long as they do it together, it's gonna be the best possible strat at the very minimum.
Look at Renegade's position.
Yeah, that defense from Renegade is pretty fun.
Man.
Wow, they don't have information on mid. They don't. I mean, if you look at the map, they are guessing in a big way.
Well, they have everything, right? They have mid there. They have connected. They have one guy towards A.
No, that's what I mean. Like they know. They just don't have the information technically.
Yeah, I'm very curious onto why they made that call though.
Super
because
smart.
they don't have any information anywhere.
Wait, no, bombs and connector at this point. 25 seconds left. The CTs are meandering in the rotational spots. Jakem gets flushed out of position. In a key player on these A-holds has been very fluid, very mobile. Bomb goes down just in time. No, it gets knocked down out of their hands, and Liaz from Cat will put up a fight. It's going to be a 2-on-2. Bomb can get planted. 10 seconds left. It's the opposite side of triple. There's a chance for the op shot to go in, and Smooya is looking for the damage. He does go ahead and find one. The stand-in here for the Renegades. He's got eyes. No, he's got information, I should say, on Connector. He's going to look for a peek, but he knows he might get Optus, trying to give him a shoulder if possible. Alu's going to make this a long round, and he'll turn his attention back over towards Connector, jump out, and Smooya. He'll have to knock the hat off. It'll have to be an amazing flick, a micro flick if possible. But Alu, he's going to call out that he's not sticking the bomb. And will this be the chance that he gets? It'll be the last, and instead he won't. He'll actually call out and wait the full maybe 9 seconds in total on those 2 bomb defuses and completely outplay Smooya.
So yeah, he's definitely more than 135 pounds with balls like that.
I know, right?
Yeah. Damn, yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, no wonder they need a business class.
Yeah. Got to make up for that extra weight, you know, on that second bag.
So uncomfortable sleeping in economy with giant steel balls in your pants.
Is that why he's walking weird too? All right, 15-12.
Yeah, that was a big round.
That was an outplay. Like, he had to call him out, first
Yeah.
of all, with the fake defuse, and then... And he came up super late on that
I don't
last
think.
second one.
Do you think he heard the first fake defuse?
What, did he
did.
make noise?
Maybe not, yeah.
Because
A little
he
bit
just
too far
dropped from
away.
mid there. I think he was too
Oh,
far away.
I don't- yeah,
so
I
I don't
don't
even
know.
think that Aldo knew that he actually faked
I want to
defused.
say you can hear it, but yeah, you might be right. You might be right. The fuses are so
Random.
so
Yeah.
random. It's
Yeah.
hard to tell if they even work properly. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they don't, but it's just conjecture, I suppose.
I wish they would fix that because I really liked, like, you know, you playing.
really
with
like
the
playing
defuse.
Counter-Strike properly.
Well, I like playing. You
Me
know,
too.
yes, you're right. I do like playing Counter-Strike properly too.
Okay. Well, oh wow, this could be it. Maybe the last round again.
Sergey.
Everyone's getting melted. Sergey has just turned 17 in the server. He's ready to frag. He is so prepared to go ahead and take these players out.
It's such a smart play, man. Like I like just the fact that they're winning that round, that they go mid in the beginning, go A. Now you saw that they swapped again, right, from the 3 mid towards A, and then I go that last round out towards A, and Renegades again with yet another loss, right?
Liaz
Really smart.
is the anime villain, but will it be his story arc? We'll find out next episode on Dragon Ball. I don't know where else.
Going somewhere with this.
Nope.
All right.
Good
Damn.
wins today. Liaz goes down. The Renegades go down. ENCE pick up a map. They're probably not too happy about today just because they dropped that first one. This second one was a struggle the whole way through.
Yeah, especially train. I think ENCE is the best team in the world on train.
Yeah.
And just losing that map, just like, you know, doesn't have free confidence, I guess, on that map. I mean, they're probably gonna see it as a fluke, especially they were up 10-5. So they're just gonna be shrugging it off because, you know, you lose them. But
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
a good one on Mirage though. Great
Yeah,
comeback.
I mean,
bounced
with you
back
guys,
at
I'm
least.
sure
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are very present in their mind right now because they're like thinking competition's thick. They're already worried about NRG. It's pretty stacked summit in general. Like
Yeah.
this is probably the hardest summit to win of all
Yeah.
the summits we've
Yeah,
had.
probably, yeah.
There's
I'd
no
say so.
conflicts with the teams. Like a lot of the good teams have come here, and you guys have come in as a dark horse and have already like won 4 matches. So there's like a big chance like ENCE are not in a safe place whatsoever.
At this point,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and you guys are #1 target right now. How do you feel, Nathan?
Liquid is.
No.
Wait,
I
what?
mean to face him in the finals. I would say.
Oh,
I am
One
just
is already
giving that to. I am
guaranteed
just
at
giving
the
them to
final.
Liquid.
Yeah,
I
I see
just
that.
give them to Liquid. I'm sorry.
get Liquid there, it's fine. I mean, Liquid is obviously the most consistent team, probably. Like, ENCE won, I think, especially because they played against Astralis in the final.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good matchup for them. So now I'm looking forward to see again the future. But yeah, they proved themselves as a real strong top 5 team, and they're just growing and growing. Especially when you think they have Alu is the only, I think, very experienced player in that roster.
I know it's crazy.
All of them are
isn't it?
still
Yeah.
like growing as players and individuals, which is insane to think about it.
Yeah, pretty scary.
Yep.
Good for Finland though.
Oh, for sure.
That's
yeah. no,
awesome.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being on the couch. We have
Sure
another
thing.
game. You're welcome back whenever you like, whether it's later
Today,
today or
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
next
Yeah,
day.
Yeah.
please feel free.
Yeah,
We,
tomorrow we have 2 games, the first 2 games, so I'll be around for the day anyway.
Okay,
Look at that.
awesome. Yes,
Sounds good.
I would love to
Alright.
play in ping pong.
So what
too,
is
if
what's the
anything.
last game of the day? It's
Energy?
Energy versus Renegades, right?
Yeah, correct.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Renegades will have to bring that
All
fire.
right. Considering how well Renegades played this series, I'm actually pretty excited about that
Yeah,
one too.
it'll be good.
Energy needs to have a bounce back as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well,
Awesome.
let's start the break. Let's
Yeah.
take a little breather, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
It's been a long day. Let's come back strong for the last 2 maps.